I think the importance of having a plan to define where anybody's headed or a company's headed, and for me personally, it was really establishing goals, benchmarks, and targets to aim at. I'm a very driven individual. It allowed me that opportunity to focus on that target, set a course towards it, and drive to completion. So the importance of having a plan and establishing a plan, no matter what you're doing, again, it gives you direction, it gives you focus, it gives you a sense of drive. Success begets success. So if you're able to accomplish one goal and task, it just sets you up to accomplish the next one. And so without that, I think it's hard to stay on course and it's hard to stay focused. So I would encourage anybody setting out to do whatever it is they're going to do, win a domino game to owning a business, have a plan and a strategy for what you want to do. The choices that I made in life were driven around how I viewed my life to be in the future. And so it was like this whole forward-thinking perspective. There were a couple of key people that influenced what I wanted to do, but I had my mind set up at a pretty early age that I wanted to be in construction because of the lifestyle that construction allowed me to have. And those two key people that influenced my life, one of them was a surety guy, so he sold insurances and bonds, and the other was a marine contractor, so he built bridges and bulkheads and docks, and they both were in the business for a long time and had very successful careers, and both enjoyed the outdoors and hunting and fishing and playing golf and raising wonderful families, and so out of the gate, that's something that I established was, hey, this is definitely the way I see what I want to do. And is something that I just said, hey, we're gonna put a target on that and figure out how to go do it. For anyone that's looking to own their own business, I would highly recommend working for a corporation and gaining some real world experience prior to stepping on the launch pad and hitting the launch button. You know, I've heard this said through my time thus far is you don't know what you don't know. What you do know and what you can learn is how to surround yourself, now we're going back to relationships, with people that know what you don't know. And so that'll continue to propel you forward. So for me, working for a corporation, it allowed me to apply what I had learned from the University of Florida, but it also allowed me to gain the knowledge of what I didn't know and mature and develop in my professional career. But what I do know is my confidence level is higher. I feel way more prepared, and that has been a huge contributor to the success of our organization.
When you talk about having another business partner in the mix to help run a new company, it makes a huge difference. And there's a plethora of reasons as to why. Sanity would be one of them, right? Because you're constantly putting out fires and you're constantly facing new challenges every day, or something happens. For one person to be able to internalize that and solve all those problems, I don't know how people do it, honestly. I have no clue how people do it. So two brains working together is better than one brain working by itself. So again, strategy, different perspectives of how you look at different things. It's definitely helped us. And again, my business partner, Jeremy, he's a little bit older than me. He's been around the block a time or two. He brings history and knowledge that's something that I wouldn't have, right? I'm younger, I'm a little bit more aggressive. I'm gonna push the envelope a little bit more. So the checks and balances of being conservative, being aggressive, they kind of level themselves out, and it makes for a great mix for what we're doing right now.
Well, the importance of relationships in construction in our industry is huge. I mean, it's a very important part of what we do. Because let's face it, people like to work with people they know, that they respect, and that they trust. We believe progress moves at the speed of trust, and trust is earned, and you earn that by developing relationships with people. So I think there's a lot of things that connect there in terms of building those relationships. And our motto at Springer Construction is we're trying to build our reputation one project at a time, and building that reputation doesn't happen unless you're building relationships. And those relationships are with trade partners, they're with insurance folks, they're banking, they're clients, they're building the culture of our own company, building inner relationships with other folks that work for us on our teams. So I think it's a relationship thing all the way around.
Knock on wood, Jeremy and I, my business partner, we don't have a bunch of disagreements. There might be some technicalities as far as what we look at, but at the end of the day, when we sit down and we talk through pros and cons of whatever it is that we're looking at, we don't leave any stone unturned at the end of the day. I mean, we really are diligent about thinking through every last idea, whether it comes down to bidding strategy and, okay, how are we going to attack this job, right? I might have a different thought than he does, but once we talk through it, put a plan together, we both come to a pretty mutual agreement as far as how we're going to do things.
So I think having a mentor and the importance of having a mentor to put anyone on a trajectory of success is, in life, you need supporters, you need cheerleaders. There was a few nuggets that I picked up in the course of my life. From the time I was young until now, it was surround yourself with folks you want to run with and folks you see as being successful. Growing up, one of my next door neighbors was an architect. I didn't really know how to read drawings, and so I tapped him on the shoulder and said, hey, and he was building a high school down the street from our house. He said, well, hey, come with me, I'll show you how to read these drawings. Having a childhood mentor who was a guy that was one of the reasons why I got in this business, the marine contracting business, and him just explaining the principles and practices and fundamentals of what he did was impactful. And the importance of having a mentor, everybody needs a support system. Everybody needs a coach. If you can find a way to surround yourself with people that can help be that cheerleader or that shoulder to lean on or that sounding board, the chances of achieving success are much greater.
I'll be perfectly honest with you, taking constructive criticism, whether it's from an owner, from a subcontractor, from your business partner, from your wife, your family, no matter who it is, nobody likes to be told what they're doing wrong. We'll sit down and we'll evaluate what the problem is, right? If we've got a client that's unhappy, okay, what was the cause of the issue? How or why did it actually happen? How did it get past us to where we couldn't manage it? We put all that down, put a plan together to correct it, and then we go and we implement the plan to get it corrected. The thing that's gotten our company to where we're at currently is hard work. I mean, you're not going to find two guys working harder than Jeremy and I are working right now. Selfishly, we expect the same out of our employees, but at the end of the day, this is our baby, right? I mean, we took a big leap of faith to go out and do this on our own. So, Saturdays, Sundays, nights, weekends, we both have young families, sacrificing the time with our young families. We want it to be successful, not just now, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. And the only way you're going to do that is by sacrifice and working hard. So 2 things you can control are your attitude and your effort. You put those forth every day, you're going to be successful. So for me, Lakeland's home. It's always been home, and for as long as I'm alive, it's always going to be home. So part of this local community, I enjoy going out and knowing that wherever I go, I'm going to see somebody that I know. And whether it's somebody that I went to kindergarten with or somebody that I went to high school with, to me, that's cool. You go to a bigger city, it's hard to find that. And I feel like for relationships with business, friendships in general, meeting new people, I love it. I mean, I went to Gainesville for 4 years, had a blast up there, but I knew whenever I graduated, I wanted to come back here, right? I mean, just your roots. When you have good roots, they just keep growing deeper and deeper. And so I hope that my roots for myself and my family and our business continue to grow here in Lakeland and spread out and get deeper and touch more and more people.